Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Jam-packed. We're filled to the brim. What was the coffee commercial? Oh, filled to the rim with the richness of brim.
Huh.
Do you remember that?
I remember a shortened version. I thought it was filled to the rim with brim. Did they shorten it? Was it longer?
They might have.
Okay.
They might have. Yeah, because it was definitely the richness of brim.
Okay.
So I bet you never thought we'd start out by talking about a coffee commercial.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But that's how jam-packed we are
Thursday,
full of things.
And we're tired and we need caffeine.
Oh, man. Am I
Happy
ever
St.
tired?
Patrick's Day. Unfortunately, you wore
Happy
green.
St. Patty's Day.
Can't come over there and pinch you.
Sure and Begorra. The wearing of the green. Top of the morning to you.
Oh, wait. Do we have Obama?
And the balance of the day to you, my
Thank
friend.
you so much. Yeah, I want to hear this. This is how you celebrate the day.
See, the sun's coming out. I can feel it.
Believe it.
The worst. Absolute worst. The sun's coming out. I can feel it. No, that wasn't an Irish accent, my friend.
That's one of the more underrated moments in the presidency of Barack Obama.
Yeah, it really is. Yesterday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy spoke to the U.S. Congress and to, of course, the American people. And threw Pearl Harbor out there, 9/11, Founding Fathers, pretty much everything he could to get us to move. He tried to flatter us. He tried to shame us. This morning in Germany, man, did he ever try to shame the Germans?
Yeah, I noticed a different tact with them.
That was far bolder and more aggressive than what he did with the U.S. Congress. Maybe Germany hasn't done anything. I don't know. They offered the 5,000 helmets, and they got turned down on that. Germany was going to send him 5,000 helmets. What do you want? He wants more, apparently, than helmets. But I thought it was interesting because I mentioned yesterday on Glenn's show that could have at least, I don't know, put on a dinner jacket or maybe a suit. Go as far as a suit.
Right.
No, he's got a T-shirt, the same old stuff, just the T-shirt sitting there at a desk. And
How many T-shirts do you think he has available to him?
I don't know.
Because, I mean,
I don't know.
You can't be doing a lot of laundry in the middle of a war, right?
No, probably not.
So he's probably got quite the stash there that he keeps pulling out.
Yep. He's got a few hoodies, too. So he's got like the Bill Belichick hoodies, and he's got the T-shirts. So he's got a full line of a huge wardrobe that he falls back on. But he was greeted with at least 3 standing ovations from the lawmakers in the U.S. He asked the U.S. to implement the no-fly zone over Ukraine and sent him a whole bunch of military equipment. Now, you were just reading the list. Do I have that, or do you have that?
You do over there, somewhere buried.
But he got everything, pretty much everything, except the no-fly zone so far. Apparently, the no-fly zone is a little frightening to our leadership because it could set off World War III.
Yeah, they've got pilots.
Right. Yeah, use them. Use them. But they don't. I think what they don't have are a lot of fighter jets. And I don't know if they have any, fact is. I don't know if they have aircraft at all. They've shot down a lot of Russian aircraft, to their credit.
What is so weird is how you had, it was Blinken, right, who said, yeah, it's green light. Go ahead and get those planes from Poland. And then...
Yeah, and then Biden said no.
Is,
Biden directly, they said, intervened and said, no, we're not going to do that.
So we're sending them, what, 9,000 anti-armor systems?
9,000 anti-armor systems.
Okay.
800 anti-aircraft systems. So that's the Stinger missiles. Those things are effective. 7,000 small arms, 20 million rounds of ammunition. So, again, it was almost everything except for the no-fly zone. And that's what he really wants. He wants to be able to control the skies, and who can blame him? But sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to get into direct conflict with Russia right now.
There was a specific line from that speech that really didn't sit well with me. First of all, he really tried to force the MLK line into the speech. It was just, I don't know if it was a translation thing or what, it was just awkward.
I have a dream, and then he said, I have a want.
Yeah, he said, I have a need.
Need. It was a need,
this equipment over here. It's like, okay, that was a little forced. But then he had this line where he is directly communicating with our U.S. representatives who we elect and send to office and telling them to do stuff with our private businesses. I did not appreciate that.
Me neither.
Is flooded with our blood. Ladies and gentlemen, members of Congress, please take the lead. If you have companies in your districts who finance the Russian military machine leaving business in Russia, you should put pressure. I'm asking.
There we go. That's
sure
all I needed. That's all I needed.
So he's telling the Congress that if you have headquarters of major corporations in your district, you should pressure them to completely get out of Russia. I don't know if that's appropriate. And, he does act as though we are all under this obligation. And I mentioned this yesterday. We don't have a treaty with them. But I guess people have been calling into Glenn's show and mentioning the Budapest Memorandum. All right. Yep, there is a Budapest Memorandum. What is a memorandum, though? That is the long form of memo. So we got a memo. We signed in Budapest, which is essentially a Post-it note. And we said, yeah, we'll help sometime if you need it. And that was about it. And they posted it. In exchange for giving up their nuclear arsenal.
That's what it was, yeah.
Okay, because they were the third strongest military power as far as nuclear weapons are concerned. So either we or Russia, at whatever point this was done, it was 94. So I don't know who had more nuclear weapons at the time. So Russia, but then it was Ukraine. Right after that had the third most nuclear weapons in the world.
Russia was on this memo too.
Yes. Yeah, and so was China.
So you think that once one of the parties that signed off on the memo
Russia's blown this all to hell.
Right? So
Russia doesn't give a rat's anus about any treaty they ever signed. How many times did they go back behind our backs on the disarmament treaties we had with them on the nukes, which is why I never wanted to sign one with them.
Right.
Because they never follow it. They expect us to, and then they just do what they want. So anyway, because it's kind of a brand new nation, Ukraine, at the time. So this happened back in 1994, and they had the third largest nuke weapons arsenal in the world. So everybody wanted them to give those up, which they did. And in exchange for that, in this Budapest memorandum, we said that we'd intervene somehow. It was a binding guarantee that they wanted from the U.S. that we would intervene if their sovereignty was ever breached. But it became really clear to them that back in 1994 under Clinton, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to intervene militarily. So the Ukraine agreed to a weaker, politically binding security assurance to respect its independence and sovereignty, which guaranteed its existing borders. Now, what does that mean? Almost nothing. Frankly, it means very little.
That's why this isn't a treaty, it's a memo.
Right. That's right. That's why it's on a Post-it note.
Yeah, right.
As opposed to parchment. So it consists of a series of political assurances whereby the signatory states commit to respect the independence and sovereignty and the existing borders of Ukraine. But all of that was left on purpose. It was deliberately left ambiguous because nobody wanted to commit to anything specific. What do we have to do? Help us in some way. We've already done that through the sanctions. So we've fulfilled our obligation to Ukraine. We don't have to do anything else.
Yeah, and the other thing about Zelensky, it rubs me the wrong way. It's like these are almost, I don't want to say demands. It's not that quite of a word, but I didn't hear please once in that entire 20-minute speech yesterday. Please help us, please. It was...
Yeah, they kind of were demands, which is a little off-putting.
Yeah.
And I know he's desperate, and I know they're fighting for their lives and their sovereignty, and I respect and admire what they've done so far.
And I'm absolutely rooting for them.
Me too.
I want Putin to fail miserably.
Me too.
And I'm sorry, this is what I tweeted yesterday. something to the effect of, we're a little preoccupied over here just kind of defending our own freedom from this government that we have.
God, no kidding.
But good luck on them coming to your defense, because we can't even get them to respect our constitutional rights.
That's the problem. All hell has broken loose. And we're just trying to keep our heads above water over here. And if we don't, we're not going to be any good to anybody anywhere in the world from now on. Mm-hmm. So it's really important for us to keep our heads above the water. And we're having a hard time doing that.
But how must you feel if you are Zelensky fighting for your life? Obviously, you were invaded. You're a sovereign nation, and you have this, I guess for lack of a better description, a superpower that has now invaded your borders. And you're literally begging the United States of America to come to your aid. Meanwhile, yesterday, on the same day, it comes out that the Biden administration has agreed to this deal with Iran that's going to empower these Russian companies to build the nuclear power plants in Iran. You are literally
incredible.
It's madness.
It's incredible.
It is insane. Help us.
If I were Zelensky, I'd be really pissed. I'm not Zelensky, and I'm really pissed.
Yeah, right?
We're doing the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. Ever. They're incomprehensible things that we're doing now because of these buffoons in office. These people who are compromised mentally. And I don't mean that flippantly. I really believe that the leadership of this country is compromised mentally. Obviously, Biden is. Obviously, Pelosi is. And I think Kamala Harris is just a buffoon. She's just an idiot. Whether or not she's going through any kind of actual mental capacity decline is...
A case can be made.
A case could be made, probably. But you don't need to make it. She's just plain stupid. I mean, we've got a lot of stupid people in office.
Oh, yes.
And they're hurting us badly right now. Because it's not like we have a stopgap somewhere in Congress. We don't have a majority in the House or Senate or... we don't have the executive office, so it's really hard right now. Really, really hard. So Biden referred to Putin later in the day yesterday as a war criminal. Here's what he had to say.
I think he is a war criminal.
There you go.
And off I go. For pudding. I think he is a war criminal. Turns around, walks off.
Yeah.
That was powerful.
But he got that message out.
Yeah, he got it out. Good for him. That was great. Powerful.
I'm sorry we had to trouble you to get you close enough to a microphone to record the audio. Barely got that.
That's our leader, though. Man, is he good, huh? He's good. Meanwhile, Russia lost their 4th general now.
Wow. And Putin's he's talking about cleansing the nation. I mean, he's doing Hitler talk now.
Oof.
Yeah, it's...
Well, he's a dangerous guy.
Yes, he is.
And he's wounded now. And I'm sure he's somewhat humiliated, even though he's trying to say, yeah, the war's going to plan. No, it's not. Was the plan to lose 4 generals and 12,000 troops? Was that your plan? And hundreds of aircraft and armored carriers and all of that stuff? Lose half of your arsenal or however much you've lost so far? That was a bad plan, if it's going to plan.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. No, and to the war criminal thing there, I mean, there's evidence all the time that's coming out of Ukraine. But yesterday, of course, the Russians bombed a theater that doubled as a bomb shelter, and they had written children in plain, you could see from the skies. Children are basically here at this bomb shelter. They bombed it. Now, thankfully, the bomb shelter... It appears intact deep underground. We don't know what the death toll is, if there are any at this point, but definitely a war criminal. I think it's accurate.
Yeah, I think so.
But if this is the plan, Putin,
it's not a good one.
It's not a good one
really
for you.
Not a good one. Major General Oleg Matayev, 47 years old, is now the 4th general to lose his life to the Ukrainians. They are really putting up a fight.
Yes, they are.
And meanwhile, we might be deploying the killer Switchblade drones to help destroy even more Russian tanks. These, in fact, the Switchblade drones can destroy a tank from 50 miles away. 50 miles away. That is incredible. And, these Russian tanks have shown to be pretty vulnerable. Like, Ukrainians have been blowing them up with Black Cat fireworks. They just throw a firecracker at them, and it completely destroys the tank. Doesn't even take the whole package, just one.
No wonder there's a warning label on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not being flippant when I say this. I have to preface this. But as much as Afghanistan's history with Russia is so terrible, right? I mean, they hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
What's stopping Zelenskyy from reaching out to the Taliban? We know we left a lot of stuff behind there. I'm just saying, there's a lot of U.S. equipment sitting in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And we know how Afghanistan feels about Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's billions of dollars worth of military equipment.
That is an direct way the U.S. could help. Oh, yeah? Actually, all the stuff we're going to give you, Ukraine, we accidentally left in Afghanistan. You should call them because they don't like Russia.
Go get it over there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Huh.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
That's a good thought. Yeah, that hadn't occurred to me. I wonder if the Taliban would be willing to part with any of it, though.
Right.
I mean,
but that's why I say you sell it as, hey, you want to get back at Russia? You still mad about 45 years ago, 50 years ago? Let's get it on.
Yep. Just another one of the countries that invaded you and then got bogged down.
Of course, then the next thing you know, Ukraine's allied with the Taliban, and
could happen.
And it's just
could happen.
Not good.
Yeah. So we continue to see this thing play out, and I guess peace talks are occurring.
Yeah.
And they've made some progress according to some, and none according to others. So who knows who to believe?
At this point, Ukraine needs to be like, and we want Crimea back.
Yeah.
We want all the way. We want a border all the way to Moscow.
Unless you're not entirely confident, and they may not be, because Russia's got still a lot they can throw at them. But
and nukes.
And so maybe you make the deal. All right, keep Crimea. We'll agree to that, and we won't join the NATO. And then you say, now get out, and see if that works. I wonder if that might be all it would take at this point, because he has been humiliated.
Yeah, I was listening to some reports out of Russia yesterday, and something that never happens in that country, as you know. We played the clip of the lady on TV protesting at the news station. Well, apparently that's really that over in the eastern side of the country, Siberia, stuff like that, the local news out there, they're actually reporting the dead. And that is something that Russia does not care for, is when you report losses in battle. And apparently the TV news stations in the eastern part of the nation are having no problem telling people the truth of the death toll that's happening to their boys and girls.
And what are the numbers they're using?
What are the totals?
Yeah.
That I don't know. I just know that they are reporting local deaths in the eastern side of the nation.
I also saw that a Russian dissident is talking about when the Russian people find out the numbers, how large they are of the losses we've incurred. They're gonna turn on Putin and revolt. He said they'll come to the Kremlin and drag him out of there. So it leads me to believe that maybe Ukraine's numbers are close to accurate. I don't know. Maybe they have lost 12,000 or more troops. Maybe they have lost hundreds of tanks and planes.
This has been going on for just the 3 weeks now.
Yeah. Yep. So.
And 1,000 missiles have fallen on the people of Ukraine. Jeez. It doesn't feel like just the 3 weeks to them, but I mean, at a larger scale, as far as the death toll for Russian soldiers.
Yeah.
Over 3 weeks, that's incredible.
It's just slightly over 7,000 in 20 years when you combine Iraq and Afghanistan for us. We lost 7,000 troops in Iraq and Afghanistan in 20 years. It's been 3 weeks in Ukraine and they lost 12,000. That is not going well. That is a catastrophe. So no wonder a lot of their people are speaking out against it. And you had the employee of Russian TV that went on Russian TV with that sign. Now, she got a fine of $217. And now she's going to be prosecuted and could get up to 15 years in prison. So I'm a little nervous that we'll probably never see or hear from that person ever again. I think Putin's in such a mood now where things are going to get ugly for people who are dissenting. You don't want those contrasting points of view.
Are we still allowed to dissent in this country if we don't want to go to war?
Almost not, no.
Because I don't want to go to war.
No, we're really not. Geez. The View yesterday, we're talking about putting people in prison for saying certain things. Mm-hmm. Listen to this.
And look, but I think that's an incredibly relevant question. Yeah. And I think DOJ, in the same way that it is setting up a task force to investigate oligarchs, should look into people who are Russian propagandists and shilling for Putin. That's being, if you are a foreign asset to a dictator, it should be investigated. In fact, I remember when Tulsi
Pause it
Gabbard,
for a second.
And I even hate...
Who is this person? Do we even know who she is?
I forgot. I used to know her name.
Why is she on The View, and who is she? And what a dumbass.
Corby watches The View every day religiously. Is it Anna? What? I just told from Rob it's Anna Navarro. Is that right?
Anna Navarro? I don't think so. Is that really?
Is it? No, I don't know.
No, I don't know either.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, roll it back like 10 seconds, Rob. Let's see the rest of what she had to say here.
Dictator, it should be investigated. In fact, I remember when Tulsi Gabbard, and I even hate that we're discussing it because I think to myself, who is this woman? She's a,
That's what I was thinking to myself about you.
She's a failed presidential candidate. She only practically exists on Twitter, and the fact that we're giving her oxygen is what makes her relevant. That we're talking about.
Why are we
her
giving
on
you
topics.
oxygen?
But on the other hand, how do you not call out something that is repeating false Russian propaganda and that has been brought down?
They used to arrest people for doing stuff like this.
Yeah, right. That's right. I remember those good old days.
Colluding with Russian agents. If they thought you were putting out information or taking information and handing over to Russia, they used to actually investigate stuff like this. And I guess now, there seems to be
And you loved it when that happened?
People are not.
Pause it for a second. Okay, so are you talking about the McCarthy hearings? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's the only time in our history, other than 1800 under John Adams. It's the only time I know when your freedom of speech could wind you up in jail or at least investigated. Maybe during the McCarthy hearings? I don't know. Is that what you're talking about? Because I thought you didn't like the McCarthy hearings.
Yeah, and what
he was the worst person in all of history.
Is a donation from
this
Russian, I don't know, because Tulsi referred to this as a not a donor, but anyway, he said it was very minimal, just a few $100 or something. Somebody
that she got from a Russian.
Yeah, that she'd never met. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
During the campaign or recently?
Oh, here we go. Here's her quote. What the media is lying about is the fact that an American citizen gave my campaign a $59 contribution coming from a woman I have never met, never talked to, don't know anything about.
$59.
That's what this is about, apparently. And
what incredible corruption Tulsi Gabbard is involved with.
I just find it so sad and fascinating how in the past 2 years, society has gone full tilt on masks, gone full tilt on vaccines. Never mind, that's your own body. Mm-hmm. And now it seems like they're en masse not supporting Ukraine, but it's like people on the left especially are wanting us to go to war. Let's go take care of Putin. If this hesitancy that Biden is showing, if this were Trump and Trump was taking measured, slow, incremental steps, oh my gosh, it's Putin's lapdog. He doesn't want to go full bore against his buddy.
He's a Russian agent, which is again what they're calling Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah. A Russian agent now. Because she got $59 from some Russian American Russian American. I don't know.
Yeah, she says an American.
Jeez, that's incredible.
How has the left completely in the last 2 years ignored the whole "it's my body, my choice," and now they're war hawks?
Yes.
What bizarro upside down world are we living in? Big Pharma is no longer a thing either with them.
Oh, they love Big Pharma if it's Pfizer and Moderna. They love them.
I cannot believe you blink, 2 years passes, and the axes are completely different. Help.
I don't think any help's coming. So I think we're on our own here. I think we've bitten off more than we can chew, and we've shot ourselves in the foot so many times. it'd be nice to go back and fix some of the things that led us here, like the 1963 decision to take prayer out of school, like turning our backs on our God and our religion, like turning our backs on everything we held dear, really. All our traditions are, what was it, Ms. Obama said we're going to...
And Barack knows that we are going to have to make sacrifices. We're going to have to change our conversation.
Yeah.
We're going to have to change our traditions, our history. We're going to have to move into a different place.
Well, we've sure done that. Mm-hmm. We sure have done that.
This all didn't start with faulty plumbing in Atlanta on election night 2020. You're right. It's been
going on for a long time.
For
a long
century.
Right.
Frankly.
Well, the progressives have been planning this for a century, but now they're realizing some of the fruits of their labors over, because they're really patient. They're really, really patient. All progressives are communists who have a lot of patience.
Good packaging.
That's it. They're Marxists who are willing to be patient and not have an armed revolution, but we'll bring about revolution through evolution.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done here. And here we are. And now we've woken up way too late. We're the ones who should have woken up to not the woke culture, but the fact that we're under attack here by Marxism.
And I know you've got a lot of stuff to talk about later about the green movement and some interesting stuff there. But, I mean, that goes right in hand with what you're just saying about how they're patient. And they've got a great PR machine, obviously. And we've talked about this, how Vladimir Putin was giving money to the green movements in this country to make us and our politicians hate the idea of domestic drilling. Let's go green. Let's go with these so that his oil would have a higher demanded price on the market. Mm-hmm. And it's just this, the world is a stage, and I don't like this play.
Nope.
That's my
that's my
hot take. I don't like this play. I don't like it.
It's a hot take, Keith.
Thank you.
All right. So we've got the View cackles, the fabulous babes on the View.
Yeah, I still don't know that chick's name, by the way.
Yeah, I have no idea who she is.
Is it Anna Navarro?
That can't be Anna Navarro.
Wait. He's saying G-Chat. Hang on. Let me go.
All right.
Let me go. Hang on. Okay. Or you could have just said it is Anna Navarro, but he went.
But it is Anna Navarro.
He went with the phrase "just gonna say boom," and then and it is Anna Navarro. But really, that is okay. Whatever. That shows how.
And where did she come from? Was she an ABC correspondent?
Yeah, she's been on. Anna Navarro's been on ABC, CNN, blah blah blah.
All right.
Just, okay. Thank you, Rob. Love you.
Yeah. Because now we're really going to take that information and run with it.
I was surprised
and learn
that
everything we can about Anna Navarro.
Should have chimed in. He's in there every day watching The View with popcorn and just all sorts of beverages all over the place. It's really ridiculous. So I'm
love The View. Do you, Corby?
Yeah. Can't get enough.
Yeah.
Big fan of that.
You're like all of us. He's
like a View groupie, Corby.
And why not? They're so fabulous. Those babes on The View.
You keep using the word babes to describe them. I think you have a clip in your box that doesn't quite.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
All right. We got some COVID information to share with you coming up. Apparently, the COVID deaths are falling worldwide, but cases are increasing. They can't just let us have a moment where we claim victory over this thing.
I know.
I knew as soon as this started to dissipate, they're gonna come up with something else.
Yeah.
Nope, it's starting to increase all over the world again. They do not want to let go of the power that they've gained over us.
I will say that the state of New Hampshire just yesterday passed at least one of the houses up there a bill to make ivermectin completely available.
What?
Just as a standing order. Yeah, isn't that cool?
Where was that?
New Hampshire.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's, some positive news.
How about that? More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Remember the big warning about what kind of horrific winter this was going to be for the unvaxxed?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. If you're vaccinated, they told us, we've done the right thing, and we'll get through this. For the unvaccinated, you're looking at a winter of severe illness and death for yourselves, your families, and the hospitals you may soon overwhelm.
Boy, they are so good with their predictions.
Aren't they, though? And somehow they're completely off the hook for that. Nobody's reminding them of this. For the unvaccinated, you're looking at a winter of severe illness and death for yourselves, your families, and the hospitals you may soon overwhelm. Really? Not so much, actually. In fact, we're down across the board in this country. Now, they're saying in their weekly report on the COVID-19 pandemic worldwide, the WHO said there were more than 11 million new cases across the 6 regions tracked by the UN, about 8%, an 8% increase over last week. There were 43,000 new deaths reported, which is fewer than the week before and continues a trend of declining deaths from the virus.
Okay.
So more infections, but less death, which is positive, I think. You know, the Omicron variant is still spreading through some nations, but not ours. We pretty well, I mean, we've got a pretty good grip on it, it seems right now, knock on wood.
And I'm sure something else will come back, right?
Yeah, probably.
And
if it doesn't, they'll manufacture something that comes back. They're probably working in a lab right now to manufacture it, as a matter of fact.
Right. Or it could be that the virus is figuring out its way around the vaccine, and maybe another mutation will come soon.
It's possible.
Which, by the way, hold on. I'm sure this isn't connected at all. But what did I see? Yeah, 25 to 54-year-old non-COVID natural deaths are 68% higher than last year. So non-COVID natural deaths are 68% higher than last year. No specific reason why I would bring that up at this exact moment in the show. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Continue.
Interesting. Non-COVID, though. They're not COVID deaths. Yeah. So where are those deaths coming from? What has been introduced into our society that may have caused an inordinate amount of death?
I don't know.
I can't think of anything.
I apologize for interjecting with a complete non sequitur there while you were talking about the vaccine.
That was a weird point, Keith, at that juncture. I don't know where it came from.
So sorry.
By the way, some people aren't ready to stop wearing masks, but it can be tough to go against the grain. With mask mandates gone in most places, mask wearing is up to individual choice, and some people aren't ready to let it go. With mask mandates gone, like everyone else, Devin Golden is thrilled Omicron is in retreat, but he isn't ready to let down his guard. He's not even close.
Okay.
And they got a picture of him in the story with his stupid mask on and what looks like a QR code on his forehead. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I don't know. It's like a sticker.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's really weird.
Maybe he got a star for being like the best student in class that day.
And wearing his mask.
As a 40-year-old man.
He said, I know a lot of people have stopped wearing their masks, but I still wear my mask almost every time in public and especially indoors. Good for you. And you keep doing that. You keep doing that. Golden doesn't describe himself as a germaphobe or a worrier in general. He doesn't have any health problems that would put him at high risk. And he's what? Didn't I say 33?
Something like that.
Yeah, he's 33. What a doofus. Jeez.
Yeah, no, hold on. So I was in Walmart the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through these aisles, blah, 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 looking for something. And this lady had her mask down under her chin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I decided to go down that aisle after having gone back and forth multiple times looking, because I'm just not an efficient shopper, she actually she pulled it up as I was approaching. So my question is, does the mask only work when someone gets within a certain distance? Like, why are you wearing a mask if you're not committed to the mask? What good is it doing? Because you're obviously.
Well, she's coming in contact with your breathing
as
you're passing by.
But I thought it was to save me, though.
So,
I thought they were wearing the mask to save me. So
then maybe she's considering the fact that you shouldn't come in contact with her breathing.
Maybe.
So the mask goes on.
But I want a full commitment. If you're going to wear the mask, you need to commit to the mask. Don't just do it when people get close to you, because I'm going to be offended then.
Right.
Just saying.
Okay. As for a 33-year-old mask wearer, he and his wife are fully vaccinated and boosted.
Cool.
They just aren't ready to take the leap yet without the mask. This is so ridiculous. God, talk about people who are insulated from truth.
Right.
You know, where they've never heard that the masks really don't work anyway. And it's been a waste this whole time. So all you're doing is making yourself more uncomfortable. That's what you're doing. You're breathing that hot air. You're probably getting extra germs because your mask is probably filthy from overwearing and not washing it.
Especially when you wear it like everywhere, like this guy says.
Yeah. Even though the Omicron surge is fading, Golden knows the virus is still infecting more than 35,000 people and killing more than 1,200 every day in the U.S. Those are low numbers, though, compared to what they were. There's been stories about people who are just as healthy as me who have died from this. He says it's rare, but it's not like 0%. No, but it's very close to that, my friend. Very, very close to that, especially for your age group. And it's not just masks. Golden is still working from home, hasn't gone back to the gym or taken a plane trip, and is still really not socializing with anybody.
Isn't this what
indoors.
we've asked for 2 years?
Yeah, do it. If this is the way you want to live, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I think it's stupid, but why would you care? Don't just keep doing it.
It's like, stop. Why are you changing all of society? You can control your own life.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's what we were supposed to do. My body, my choice. Forget it. That ship has sailed.
Yeah,
Nobody
but
cares.
I mean, this is all like you said, this is all we've asked for is if you're all freaked out about Omicron or COVID in general, and you want to wear your mask, and you've been double vaxxed, and then you've had your booster, and now you're going to get your fourth booster, go ahead. I don't care. Do it. But it shouldn't be mandated by our government. Okay, that's where you have to draw the line. Government should stay out of it. If I want to get it, I'll get it. If I don't, I won't.
Well, I know that you're a big fan of art, right? You like artwork and stuff, right? And so we got some good that came out of this vaccine stuff, right?
Yeah. A nurse has turned a whole bunch of vials of the vaccine into a chandelier.
All right.
There it is.
That's not ridiculous at all.
Not at all. There's going to be some cult member of the COVID cult who buys that stupid thing for $5,000 or something. Laura Weiss was a retired nurse in Boulder, Colorado, but when the county Department of Health issued a call for help in vaccinating eligible residents, she signed up. Over the past 7 months, she and her colleagues have inoculated hundreds of thousands of people. So she wanted to find a way to pay tribute, and this is her tribute. It's a 4-foot-tall chandelier made with hundreds of vaccine vials that she calls the light of appreciation. Wow, that's beautiful.
Isn't it, though?
I knew I wanted to do something with light because I felt like it's just been such a dark year and a half, actually 2, that I wanted to bring light to whatever it was I was doing. It started just because I felt it was difficult to express my gratitude to the people I was working with and the community effort that it took for so many people to get the vaccine. And the vials would have otherwise gone to waste. You would have just thrown them away and you wind up in a landfill. You don't want that.
No, thank you.
You don't want that. So this will adorn somebody's house in such a beautiful way. This is so powerful and proactive. I love it. I love it.
Why don't you buy it, dude?
I'd love to buy this. She doesn't say if it's for sale, actually.
Well, she's looking for somebody.
Right now, it's in my living room, but I'm looking for a permanent home for it. Why isn't your living room going to be that?
Yeah, what's
home?
wrong with that? What you hate the world? Make a statement from home.
People are just so weird.
I think the word is obsessed.
Yeah, and maybe troubled.
Yeah.
You know, we've gone through this for so long now. People have just gone insane over it. All right, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. Because if you're buying a home, you need somebody you can trust to help you with all the important, really hard details.
Ooh, maybe this nurse will sell her house, and it will come with the... Can you throw in the chandelier, the vial chandelier?
Yeah, if you can get that as part of the See, that's one of the things your realtor can negotiate for you.
Well, I'm going to want the grill out back, the refrigerator, and we've got to get the chandelier.
The vial chandelier.
Got to get that, or it's
gotta
not
have the COVID chandelier, man. That's beautiful. Real estate agents I trust. I'll help you do that. Or, recommend what color you should paint your inside, whether it be cream or white or gray or, whatever the current color is. They are the ones who know, because they're the ones who go around with buyers all the time. And they know what people are looking for in your home and what you'll get the most out of your money for actually doing to your house. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
We forget that in some areas, mandates are still a thing. There's actually an event coming up in this country next month. United we stand. In peace we come together. Sunday, April 10th in Los Angeles at Grand Park. There's going to be live music and inspiring talks. And they're going to be there to defeat the mandates, coast to coast. That's great.
That's cool. So that's on April 10th?
Yep.
All right. We will tweet that out at Pat Unleashed in case people want to.
People want to be free to work, free to travel, free to learn, free to question, free to speak, free to pray, free to say no. Huh. Why do you think you should be free like that?
I hope this thing is big. I hope they get a huge turnout.
Yeah, like is happening in Europe in many places. Where and it seems like the protests worked because in London they dropped the mandates. In the UK they dropped the mandates. I don't know if they have in Germany yet. Have they done that yet? I don't know.
Boy, I don't know.
I don't know.
I want to say yes, but I'm not gonna. So there.
Oh, okay. Let me give you this reminder too. You can sign up at theblazetv.com. Use the promo code MOREUNLEASHED to get $15 off your subscription. You're going to want the subscription because there's so many great things that you can get with it, including starting Monday, you'll get an extra segment of Pat Gray Unleashed. It's Pat Gray Overtime. Starts on Monday. And blazetv.com/Pat is where you go. The promo code is MOREUNLEASHED to get you $15 off.
Do you know what you want to talk about on the first day, on Monday, for overtime? Have you decided yet?
I don't think I've decided yet.
Okay, well. One thing we might end up having to do with your blessing is maybe we can catch people up on bingo squares.
Oh, yeah. Right? Yeah, if you miss something, and we'll fill you in.
We'll just tell you what squares are if you watch the overtime. Oh, you think so? Maybe once a week? Some random day out of the week?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Maybe.
How close are we to getting a bingo right now? Do you know?
Let me look.
Okay. You're going to take a look?
I don't know if I'm up to date,
Don't hold
though.
it up so hard.
Am I up to date? I've got 1, 2, 4, 5.
Hold on. Hold on. Look at me. Look. Camera off of me. Camera off of me. Camera off of me. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, okay, good. So, see,
we're really close.
Yeah.
In a number of directions. Diagonal, up and down. Ooh, we're 1 away.
Oh, yeah.
In one of the sections.
Yeah.
2 away in another one of the sections. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good, actually.
Okay. And what do people do if they do have bingo?
Well, you want to be the first to call 888-900-3393.
And the bingo card is pinned to the top of at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
Yes. And then you win $30 towards getting something great at Pat Gray Shop Unleashed or whatever it is.
Is it Pat? It's patgrayshop.com is the
patgrayshop.com.
Yes.
That's where you go, and that's what you get.
We've only changed it 17 times since we created it.
It's just that easy. I mean, it's not like we changed it 1,700 times.
Right.
It's just 17. That's not hard to keep track of. NASA is set to test a mega rocket that will take humans back to the moon. I always get a kick out of that. We went to the stupid moon 53 years ago.
I was reading that thinking the same thing.
53 years ago.
Right.
And now it's a big deal that we're creating rockets to get us to the moon.
I'm so glad you said that because, Pat, I'm reading that story. And I'm just reading all of these technical details that are probably just too boring to even read. I think you've already covered the story right there in the take.
Yeah.
All right there. It's like, wait a minute.
Wait.
We've done this.
Been there, done that. And a long time ago.
Or have we? Because when you see a story like this about how complicated and it's going to take years and stuff, you're like, all right, wait a minute. We've done this.
Does the name Neil Armstrong mean anything to you? Because he was there in 1969.
Because, okay, and save your little notes here. I 100% fully believe we went to the moon. But here's my caveat. Our government is now so bloated and so ridiculous. They can't handle doing this again without some ridiculous drawn-out process. Oh, my gosh, stop.
It's asinine.
Just do it. This is an example of how much the government continues to suck in all areas.
Seriously. With the momentum we had and completely gave up, by the way. But if we would have kept the momentum we had from the moon missions... Can you imagine where we'd be space-wise?
We would
have been to the Mars and back, and Mars would be no big deal now. We'd have a colony on Mars by now.
Yeah.
We would have colonized Mars. We would have been to, I don't know, Jupiter, Saturn, who knows? You can't really stand on those planets, but...
we'd figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. 2 generations ago, America would have figured it out. You see something like Russia attacking Ukraine, you could literally say... screw this, I'm going to the moon. And you would be able to if we hadn't have let up.
Yeah, I wonder if we'd have settlements on the moon. We'd have colonies on Mars.
Elon Musk was born in the wrong decade.
Yeah. But we so fully abandoned space that we're starting all over again. We're almost starting from scratch again. That's how bad it is. And for whatever reason... with nothing to replace it with. They abandoned the space shuttle years ago, and so we were hitchhiking with the Russians to get to the space station because we didn't have a vehicle to get there. We got our thumb out at Cape Canaveral. Yeah. Hey, looking for a ride from the Russians?
Our dependency on the rest of the world is by design.
Pathetic. Yeah, it's pathetic. So, it's hard to read these stupid stories nowadays. Got some tweets here. Squatching Duck tweets. I hope businesses start calling the cops on people who wear masks in their buildings, just in case those people are there to rob them. From Carol Remarks. How come when Pat uses terms like buffoon and doofus, it sounds so much better and serious than when I use them? I don't know. Does it?
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever heard Carol use those words.
That's true. We don't know.
So I don't know for sure. Decaffeinated Texan tweets, masks are security blankets for 30-plus-year-old children. Poor Yorick. Look at it this way. Without the mandates, it's easy to spot the 30% of people who still approve of the job Biden has done so far. That's probably about right. It's probably pretty close. Comrade Snoobage. So we're sending all this military equipment to Ukraine. There's a bill going with that, right? Why should the U.S. finance this war?
You know, that is something.
I think these are gifts.
Yeah, okay.
Right? We're not getting cash from them.
But when I first read that tweet, I know that they mean send him a bill.
Yes,
right? Okay.
Right.
No, it's a gift. I got it. But what my instinct was, why isn't this a bill that goes through Congress? Why aren't our representatives signing off on this? Why is it just, Biden decided he's going to just send all this stuff?
Right.
What's that?
I know. You got me.
I mean, American monarchy.
You got me.
We're here.
From Hank Gray, spelled with 2 Y's, by the way, from earlier in this week discussions.
Yeah.
Looking at our recent track record, if I was Ukraine, I'd be looking elsewhere for assistance. Yeah, that's a good point, too. Florida man Rob, the left wanting to go to war is proof they blindly fall in line with their party. Yeah, but why is their party so gung-ho about this?
I'm telling you.
Very strange.
And I know this gets worn out, but if this were Trump doing exactly what Biden is doing right now, oh my gosh, it would be just the other reaction.
No question. And somebody captured this from CNN, one of their banners. War intensifies. Russian rapper holds anti-war concert in Turkey to benefit Ukraine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a sign of war when a Russian rapper.
They have Russian rappers?
That's a good point, too.
All right. This is kind of interesting. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are headed to ESPN for Monday Night Football. Maybe this will save Monday Night Football because I think ever since it went to ESPN, it's been garbage. And maybe this is a last-ditch effort of ESPN to, get it turned back around because I have not enjoyed Monday Night Football since it's been on ESPN.
No, think of it. Jason Witten, painful.
Oh my.
Booger McFarland, painful. Right?
Booger McFarland. Worse even than, what's-his-face tight end. Booger McFarland should not be on ESPN.
And he's still there.
Any of their shows.
It's
doing anything on any of the shows. And who was the play-by-play? He's so nondescript, I can't even ever remember the guy's name.
Right? I know exactly what you're saying. Even if we were in the middle of November, in the middle of football season right now, I wouldn't be able to tell you his name.
No, not at all.
Let's see.
So this might turn things around.
Joe Tessitore.
Okay. Yeah, Joe Tessitore. And he's not terrible. It's just like he's just not memorable.
That's right. Yeah, that's fair.
But Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, I like them. I know some people don't. I think some people have something against Joe Buck. I don't know why, really. I think he's pretty good. He's probably a little arrogant, but who of these broadcasters isn't? I
think you're talking about across the board broadcasters are just arrogant.
Yeah,
across the board, like every medium,
just about everybody.
Every field, yeah,
just like every field.
If they have a microphone in front of their face, they're just
with few exceptions.
Arrogant.
There are a few exceptions.
Are there?
Yeah,
okay.
There's a few. But I won't get into it right this second. So anyway, we'll see if this turns things around. I guess Joe Buck's wife is an ESPN broadcaster. She's like a
really?
Yeah.
All right.
Beisner Buck, Michelle Beisner Buck. I don't know who that is either.
Is she an employee
frankly.
or did you say an announcer?
No, I think she's like a sideline reporter. She's a field reporter for Monday Night Football.
Michelle Beisner.
Huh? How about that?
Huh? Yeah, features. Yeah, she does features on the pregame show.
Yeah. So she and her husband will be together now on these
that'll
broadcasts.
be fun.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, to travel to all these different games together and stuff. And just spend all the time together everywhere.
That's got to be great for both of them.
That is going to be
got to be wonderful.
I'm
really happy for him.
Right?
I am. I'm happy for him. Federal agency legalizes self-driving cars without steering wheels or pedals. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So if something goes wrong, there's nothing you can do about it? Who's going to buy a car like that? On Thursday, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration announced a groundbreaking rule change that updates federal motor vehicle safety standards.
Okay, no.
The regulatory change clears the way for driverless cars that don't have traditional controls, like a steering wheel or pedals. That isn't safe. I don't care who you are. That's not safe.
Well, I mean, okay.
That's ridiculous.
Why am I envisioning you're sitting behind the wheel, right? And maybe you want to take over, and then like HAL 9000 all of a sudden says, I'm sorry,
Dave.
But the steering wheel is not operable. Don't you trust me, Dave? They just take it right out. You don't have an option.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Did I even have a fail-safe?
FMVSS requirements inform virtually every aspect of production cars, setting out exacting rules that every automaker must follow, right down to mandating things like windshield wiper replacement or the placement of them, and even motor speeds. Up until now, federal laws required a dedicated driver's seat, steering wheel, steering column, and pedals in vehicles, crimping auto and tech company ambitions for testing prototype vehicles.
Oh, my goodness.
There are no fully autonomous vehicles on sale to consumers today, but there's something manufacturers and supplier companies are hard at work at developing. When they eventually go on sale, if and when that might be, NHTSA wants to be prepared. I mean, that's
bold.
It's bold,
and
but
terrifying.
It seems, yes, it's terrifying and not smart. Because something is bound to go wrong. You're not going to have flawless vehicles out on the road.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go with the line that I'm just an old fuddy-duddy who doesn't want to get on board with new technology.
No.
I just kind of want to be have every available avenue for safety.
Right.
And I have not seen enough of a track record from autonomous vehicles being safe enough where I can just be like, yeah, that's fine, cool.
No, we've seen the opposite of that.
Yes.
We've seen where they don't perform well enough that you could just trust them completely without any form of control for yourself.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like that at all.
And because
I won't be buying one.
Right, and I remember on this show a few years ago we talked about they were looking to have driverless big rigs too, right?
Oh, right. Yes.
Can we baby steps a little bit, please?
I mean, if we were to the point now where, these Teslas and Mercedes that drive themselves were working so well that everybody wanted one, we're not even anywhere near that.
All right, let's start with, say, autonomous scooters, okay? And just work our way up.
Okay. All right. I could go with that.
This is not...
What they basically tell you now is, this will drive itself on a straight line for a mile or two, but you better be ready to take control of the steering wheel eventually. That's what we have now, right? You can maybe make a turn if you're going slow with them. Nobody can trust these to that point where you are completely powerless in the vehicle.
I'm not trusting a car enough to fall asleep in it. I'm certainly not trusting a car that I have no option to stop manually.
Jeez.
Help.
Bad idea.
I don't like it.
And speaking of incredible technology, software magnate, investor, and philanthropist Bill Gates has become kind of a guru of the new realities that humanity is living. And now the co-founder of Microsoft has predicted a new type of technology that, among other things, would replace smartphones. It's not the first time that Gates dared to make predictions, as he showed when he spoke about a new pandemic that will attack humanity. Now, the author and lecturer has spoken of an electronic tattoo. Electronic tattoos. Developed by the company Chaotic Moon, a biotechnology-based technique that aims to analyze and collect information from the human body through this tattoo.
Oh, no.
Among the data it will store, there is initially talk of medical and sports information. Well, you could get updates from your tattoo on sports scores.
Is it sports, or they mean like if you're an athlete and like your heart rate and stuff?
I'm not sure. And with which it will be possible to prevent and control diseases. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's scores.
What is it with rich people's obsession with our bodies?
I don't know.
Like, seriously. They get all this money, and then they're like, okay, so now how can I control other people's bodies?
The electronic tattoo is still in the development phase. It's known that it will be applied temporarily on the skin with small sensors and trackers that send and receive information through a special ink that conducts electricity.
Okay, you know what? I am more concerned about this than the car with no steering wheel and brakes.
Yeah, this seems creepy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't want to embed anything on my body. I just have an aversion to all of that.
That's my blanket rule. You know, leave the body alone.
Nothing embedded in me.
Nothing embedded.
How about
I don't want your experimental drugs. I don't want any of this stuff. Just leave me alone. I'm going to the mountains. See ya.
Gates' idea, which has already been seen in several Hollywood movies, is that people can use the electronic tattoo developed by Chaotic Moon to call, send messages, or look up an address. Although it's not yet possible to speak of an approximate time for the electronic tattoo to be available, Gates and his team are looking for a way to use it to become the new device with which people carry out many of the things they do through smartphones right now.
I'm going to
This guy gets spookier every week.
I'm going to go ahead and be annoyed by having to use my thumbs to type this stuff in as opposed to just talk to my arm. Gross.
And it's not like you're super inconvenienced by looking at your smartwatch, right? And you push a button there, and it tells you everything you need to know. Your watch, your phone, those are already pretty decent, and I think that will suffice.
Let me ask you a question that I just experienced within the last week, and you tell me if I'm just too much of a caveman here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I get this thing in the mail from my health insurance company. And they're like, hey, so if you agree to this, we'll send you this really nice blood pressure monitor. Because I have high blood pressure. Surprise! And so they send you that. And then then it syncs up with an app on your phone. And then their doctors will warn you if your blood pressure is getting too hypertension-y and all this stuff. And here's what you need to do to change your life and be healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I order it. Because I only intend to use the really cool-looking digital blood pressure monitor. I'm not going to sync it to the app, and I'm not going to send it to them. But there is that little nanosecond where you go, they could maybe warn me so I don't die young from a heart disease or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not I'm going to take my chances on not being monitored by any, whether it's a government body or a private business. Hands off. Am I being a little bit too...
No, I think it's legitimate.
Okay, so it's incumbent upon myself to keep an eye on my own blood pressure then and report it if it goes up. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I felt for just a moment there that, man, you sure are...
I mean, for 20 years we've been worried about this digital angel thing. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
They want to implant it like a little chip in your wrist or whatever, and it monitors your vitals. It calls 911 if you have any sort of emergency. It calls for you. Like you pass out, you have a heart attack, you're unconscious. It'll call 911 and relay your vital signs to the EMTs. All of that kind of stuff. Plus, you implant that in your kids, and it comes with GPS, so if they ever get kidnapped, you'll be able to track them. Sure. So, I mean, there's always these fantastic things that are available through this technology, and yet, what have we been warned about?
Yeah. So to my health insurance company, thank you for the free device. You will not be seeing me online anytime soon.
Good. All right. Let me tell you about Rough Greens. If you're a dog owner, you want your dog to be happy and healthy and love their food, be able to eat it quickly, gobble that down. You don't want them to be finicky with it and take all day to eat it and, that it's just a chore to them. Plus, that dry kibble dog food that they barely eat it's been sterilized so that it lasts for up to 3 years on the grocery store shelf. And so all the vitamins and minerals and probiotics and antioxidants have been baked right out of it. But Rough Greens will put all of those things back into your dog's food and make them healthy and active and happy again. Most dogs love this stuff. My dog Belle absolutely loves it. Won't eat her food without it. But Rough Greens wants you to be able to make sure that your dog is going to love it before you commit to buying it. So they're going to send you a free bag that your dog can try out for a few days. All you have to pay is shipping. Then if your dog loves it, you jump in with both feet. Just go to roughgreens.com, ruffgreens.com, or call 833-783-3364.
Pat Gray.
888-933-93. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Another embarrassing Wheel of Fortune just occurred. It's been several of these where the answer is virtually spelled out for the contestants, and they just can't get it.
Yeah, I think this is a new barometer on where we can tell our society is, how healthy it is.
Yeah.
How long the Republic's going to last, because not much longer.
It's almost like moron trivia.
Yes.
It's great. Here's what happened recently.
1P, yes.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Mm-hmm.
O.
There is an O.
There is an O.
Okay. All right, you're there.
Anything else?
You ready to solve it?
I'd like to solve.
Okay.
Renting a paddle boat.
No, that is not correct. Sean, it's your
Wait,
turn.
what? What? Did she say renting?
Yeah, renting a paddle boat.
Yeah, it can't be renting, huh?
T.
It is renting.
Yes, 2 T's.
It is renting.
2 T's. You got a boat.
I'd like to buy an E. Mm-hmm. There are 2 E's.
2 E's. Okay. Oh, it is renting.
I like to solve. Yeah.
Right, here we go.
Renting a paddle boat. No, that's not right.
She just said it, bro.
Oh, Michelle,
It's the same thing.
$3,000. You can spin again, but you don't have to.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, here we
What is
go.
it? Renting a paddle boat.
M.
Renting?
Wait, an M?
Pause it for a second.
A padam boat?
Did she just suggest an M?
Yeah. There's one letter. You're listening to this right now. Literally on our screen right now is renting a PEDA space boat.
Right.
An M? Is it a padam boat?
An M. I'd like to see if there's a Q. Pat. Okay, no Q. How about a Z? Renting a pedaz boat.
Ooh.
No? I thought for sure it was a pedaz boat.
The disappointment in Pat's voice, Pat Sajak's voice, after the guy, he goes, all right, I'd like to solve it. And Pat goes, yeah, you got it. Absolutely. Here we go. Wait, you just repeated what the woman who got it wrong said. It's over. It is over. It's just over.
How about a silent X? Is it renting a PedEx boat?
Hold on. When we play the rest of this, as they're spinning or whatever, I love one of your listeners, Matthew Michael, tweeted out, it's pretty bad that the category is even judging them. Look at the category when we continue.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Instead of what are you doing?
All right, let's see the rest.
What am I doing here?
Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right.
900.
W?
No.
W?
What? Go ahead. Renting a paddle boat.
A pedal boat. Oh, it's not a pedal boat after all.
A W and an M. What could it possibly spell out? You've got it spelled out there except for the one letter in pedal, and you're asking for an M or a W.
Yeah, the worst part of this is
amazing.
These people vote.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Yeah. Oof, that's
Good
fun.
Times. Oh, wasn't it though?
Good
That's
times.
fun. That's
Jeez.
really fun. But at least we have
I
a
don't
good...
know. Pat defended the last group of morons
Yeah, I want to
by
see if he's...
saying something like, you don't know what it's like when you're there. And there's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The lights are on. You're on TV. And there's probably something to that. But then he berated some contestant last week for telling some story that he thought was stupid.
I missed that.
You did?
Oh.
Yeah. He told this story, and Sajak's response was, well, that was the most worthless thing I've ever heard.
No, really?
Something to that effect.
Oh, it's getting
it
to
was
him.
very close
Oh,
to
he's
that.
going to break.
Yeah.
No more smiles.
He's cracking.
Okay, he has not tweeted since March 14th, so I think this aired last night. So we haven't heard him weigh in on this one. Yeah.
Jeez.
But at least in America, as bad as things are, as dumb as our fellow countrymen are, at least we still have our justice system, correct? Everything's good with that?
Everything's perfect.
Good.
Yes.
All right.
As indicated by the court that ordered Jussie Smollett to be released from jail on bond, pending his hate crime hoax conviction appeal. So this guy's not going to spend a day in prison, I bet. I bet he doesn't spend a day in jail. Court ordered his release on bond. He was sentenced to 150 days last week after he was convicted of lying to Chicago police about being a victim of the hate crime. And everybody knows he did this. Everybody knows it. Doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, black, white, red, brown, all here have common ground, as Jesse Jackson might say. We all agree, pretty much. It was ridiculous. We all know he did it. I mean, he paid these guys. They went to the Brown Beaver or whatever it was.
Crafty Beaver.
Crafty Beaver,
Brown
I'm sorry.
Beaver.
Yeah, Brown. That's so stupid.
Don't be ridiculous.
I mean, come on.
don't
These are crafty beavers
don't
where you
mess
buy nooses and things.
Don't mess with the Crafty Beaver.
So they went to the local noose store and bought a noose and then put it around his neck, and he made sure he left it there until the cops arrived in his apartment. And so they could see it. See? Right? See? They put a noose around my neck and everything.
Yeah.
And they were yelling at him that it was MAGA country in downtown Chicago when it was 20 below zero at 2 in the morning.
Gotta have a Subway too, man.
So,
got to.
I mean, come on. The evidence was overwhelming. He still pretends like he's innocent. But they let him out of jail. The appeals court, in a 2-1 decision, said Smollett could be released after posting a personal recognizance bond of $150,000, meaning he doesn't have to put down any money, but agrees to come to court as required.
Now, let's just say, Pat, hypothetically speaking, you go out, stage a hate crime, lie to police, are convicted, get sentenced. I'm sure you're out on the streets in no time.
Oh, I'm sure.
While the appeal works its way through, right?
Yes, I'm sure. No. Wow. Amazing. All right, we've got some climate information to share with you that is really valuable coming up next.
What number do people call to get on the air? Do we have that number?
Why, yes, there is a phone number you can call. 888-900-3393. It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
That's interesting.
Okay, I'm in the middle of my show, minding my own business, doing my job.
Yeah.
And what happens?
I don't know.
This comes into my head. Okay. Savage Garden, Truly, Madly, Deeply lyrics. Why?
Okay.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm not thinking about it. I haven't heard the stupid song. I'm in the studio. There's no music playing. Why do I start thinking, I want to stand with you on a mountain.
Oh, nice.
I want to bathe with you in the sea.
That's good stuff.
Why? Why? Why do I have to be plagued with this stuff? Why?
Oh, no.
25 years I haven't heard that song.
Right, and I heard you yell, like I was down the hall here.
Ah!
Yeah, minding my own business. And
Yes.
I'm like, oh, no. What? Oh, I gotta go, y'all. Pat's having an aneurysm of some sort.
And it's Savage Garden. It's a Savage Garden aneurysm.
It just came out
Why?
of nowhere? There's no
Came out of
follow-up?
nowhere.
It's just that...
I don't know why. There's no reason. There's no rhyme. There's no reason.
I thought there was going to be like a story attached to it, like something came up.
Yeah, Savage Garden came up. Truly, Madly, Deeply.
Do you want me
One
to...
of the worst songs of the 90s. That's what came up.
You want me to just rinse that right out of your head? And give me
It
another
depends
song?
on if you're going to give me something worse than that, and I don't want that.
Don't worry.
No.
Be happy.
No, I hate. No,
I know he does.
hate that one.
Don't worry,
Don't.
be
Don't.
happy.
Don't. All right, got Pathead, fat guy in a shop. Fat guy in a shop tweeted this.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since I'm only able to listen to the podcast, I suppose my tweet won't get read live on the air.
Oh.
No, that's right. That's correct.
Wrong.
Hey, it worked for that guy that tweeted you at 9 p.m. Yeah, but I'm sorry. It can't work for you. Yeah, so
Congratulations, you got through.
DMX DM tweets, if we had kept our space race, how many of us would have been on Uranus?
Wow.
It's a really good question. It's a really good question.
Yeah.
Let me answer it this way. I want to lay like this forever until the sky falls down on me.
Don't worry, be happy.
Stop it!
What's that?
Where did I leave off here? Joe McCullough tweets, will I need a driver's license to ride in my self-driving car? Huh.
That's a great question.
Yeah, especially if it has no
I'm just riding.
steering wheel, no pedals. You wouldn't need one, right?
Wow.
Interesting. That's a good question, though.
Wait, hold on a
Hadn't even
second.
thought of that.
Let's say, I'm just thinking this
Don't
through.
a lot of millennials not have driver's licenses because of Uber and Lyft and all that?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But what if you are driving drunk, right? Cop pulls you over, you just quickly jump out of
You're not driving, so...
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about like if it still has a steering wheel. Then you can just be like, I wasn't driving. This stupid car's malfunctioning, officer. No, my problem.
Yeah, we're going to have all those problems when this really kicks in. Decaffeinated Texan tweets, airplanes have autopilots. They also have pilots and manual controls. Autonomous vehicles are almost as stupid of an idea as socialism. From Paul Bryan, driverless? I'm thinking even 400 years in the future, Captain Kirk still had Mr. Sulu at the wheel of the Enterprise.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. The Senate voted to stop the mask mandates for public transportation. It looks like the House is also going to vote in favor of the bill. And Biden has just said he will veto the bill.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me. Why? You're going to keep that going despite the will of the people?
But remember, this is Washington, D.C., where during the State of the Union speech, No masks. They dropped the mask mandate up there, joint session of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't, though. Now, you want to go maskless in a federal building. No.
Nope.
Mm-mm. The only Republican reminder to vote to maintain the mask mandate, Mitt Romney.
He's the worst.
Was it like 8 Democrats
so bad.
joined Republicans?
He's so bad. Utah's got to get him out. First chance they get.
When is that anyway?
First chance they get. Well, he's just elected. When was it? Was it 18? So 24.
Okay.
Was it 18?
I don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Starbucks looking to phase out disposable cups. Finally, how long have we been screaming about the disposable cup problem?
You're a big
at
Starbucks guy. Like you go there just
all the time.
I always go in there and I see you sitting on the couch in the corner reading the paper, sipping on your
cafe latte thing
with whipped double
grande latte
with an
extra stuff on it.
Espresso.
Yeah.
Stuff. That's your drink of choice? What we just detailed?
Yes.
We'll go through it again in case we forgot. And we want to write this down for future reference in case we ever make a coffee run.
First, I didn't tell you they're trying to get rid of them by 2025.
Oh, no.
Starbucks is reportedly hoping to phase out their disposable cups by 2025 and create scenarios that make reusable options more intriguing to customers. Our cup is ubiquitous, and we love that, said Michael Kabori, Starbucks chief sustainability officer.
I need a gig like that.
Oh, my God.
So dumb.
Starbucks has a chief sustainability officer. But it's also this ubiquitous symbol of a throwaway society. The best fix is eliminating the disposable cup, calling that option the Holy Grail. The company wants customers to be able to choose between using their own personal mug in a convenient way or borrowing a reusable cup from their cafe. That doesn't sound sanitary.
No.
The goals don't mean Starbucks will get rid of the paper and plastic cups, but they do want to make that option less attractive. That won't be easy to do as most Starbucks customers are used to that simple single-use option.
Okay.
But the company has a plan. Starbucks is thinking about initiating a broad borrow a cup initiative. Customers would pay a deposit for a cup that they can take when they leave the store and then give back after they use it. I'm going to hang on to it till the next day and then no.
So dumb.
No, I'm not doing that.
If I bring my own cup, does it matter what size it is? I want to pay 50 cents and I want you to fill this mug up, Starbucks. Can you do that for me? Right here. This big bowl.
Are you going to lug that around with you wherever you go?
Yeah. Oh, and it's so convenient, too.
Yeah.
In the car with the cup holder. With this
that doesn't fit?
Yeah. I was like, stupid Starbucks with their no more single-use cups. Stupid. This is just...
There's got to be a cup holder that takes into consideration that wide a bottom of a cup.
Well, it's not my vehicle.
No, mine neither. So Starbucks... Amelia Landers, the vice president of product experience. So they've got a sustainability officer and they have a vice president of product experience. Said this option will be more attractive to customers than other strategies. I think that will take the lead, she said. We're testing a number of different borrow a cup programs around the globe, including 20 different iterations and in 8 different markets. Good for you, Starbucks. Good for you.
So a typical vice president salary at Starbucks is around $250,000 a year. I would have expected more.
Well, that's not bad though.
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all. I'll take it. What was the other title? Sustainability.
Yeah, sustainability officer at Starbucks makes.
Officer
makes
Starbucks,
a grand total of
salary,
and it is.
I have no idea. That's your answer.
Congratulations. We have no idea.
I knew once you hit the drum roll, that was not going to come up in my job search here.
All right, well, Starbucks better do something fast because we only have a couple years left. As we've been reminded time and time again, we only have a few years left. It's anywhere from 12 to 1. I don't know. They're going to let us know here how long we have left. This is an existential crisis. Oh, my gosh. That is unbelievable. They're just throwing stuff out of their butts because no scientist, no respected scientist is saying that we're on an extinction level path. No scientist is saying there's 10 years or 5 years or 7 years or 8 years. Nobody's saying that. Who was it? It was Michael Schellenberger that went to all of these people who supposedly said all of those things at the IPCC and asked the very people who were quoted. Usually they don't quote anybody. They just say that scientists say it. What? What scientist is saying that? Pin them down when they say these things. What scientist is telling you there's going to be 7 years left of the human race? I want to know a name and a phone number right now because I'm going to call that person.
Especially when the stakes are a complete revamping of our society.
Yes!
I think we should have a name attached to this before we start implementing these policies.
So Schellenberger, anyway, who is a lefty, he is an environmentalist. He's been a climate change guy his whole life, but he's starting to wake up to the senselessness of this agenda and the lies that they're telling. And so he went to the people who supposedly said this stuff and found that they never said this stuff. Ugh. It's really agonizing.
Yeah.
And way beyond that, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And it's killing us.
And they get to our kids very early.
And they scare the crap out of them so they think they don't have a future anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's despicable. It's got to stop. And yet, it just keeps going.
Keeps going.
A group called the CO2 Coalition.
Oh, yeah. Gregory Wrightstone
sent us a comic book for kids. This is great. It's the CO2coalition.org if you'd like to check it out.
Yeah, they're trying to get these comic books into schools.
I bet they're not having much luck with it.
Yeah, I don't know where that stands, but this is the kind of stuff they realize they've got to get to the kids through.
But it's a really
like
cool coloring book, and
well, it's a comic.
Oh, it's not it's a comic book, not a coloring book.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And it's really colorful and cool and engaging for kids.
Yeah, and it's
a Chinese or a Japanese kind of style anime.
No, yeah, there you go.
Right, which they love.
And it just talks about how great CO2 is for the planet. And there's really good stuff. It's like, this is what the world would look like without CO2, and it's like a
Right.
desert, no water, and then it's green and beautiful with CO2. I love this.
CO2 is essential for plant growth. I don't know if people are aware of that, but yeah.
Is this?
Yeah, if there was no CO2, there'd be no.
Is this a new working
plant growth?
Pat Gray theory?
No, it's been around a while, like over a year. I'm pretty sure.
That's not what I was taught.
It's been out there.
That's not what I was taught. What is this like a? Are you part of the CO2coalition.org?
No, I'm not.
Coming up with this craziness?
No,
okay.
But I'm kind of in favor of CO2.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's essential for life on this planet.
Says you.
It is not a pollutant. It is what comes out of your mouth when you exhale. So.
Okay, well, that's your theory.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll just, it's your show. Whatever, dude. That's not, like I said, that's not what I was taught.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were taught it's a pollutant. It's
bad,
toxic,
right?
and it's killing us, right?
Greenhouse,
killing the planet, greenhouse
like
gas,
yeah,
blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. And I had to memorize that, in order to graduate to the next level of indoctrination in public schools.
And what's great is this comic book may not make it into your child's school, but this math probably already has. Pat had Kate Nolick sent this tweet to us in case no one was convinced public schools suck. This is how new teachers are taught to teach math. Oh, and no memorization. If the kid can't add a number, just encourage them to use a calculator. Now, what if they don't have one? Then what do you do?
Don't be ridiculous, Pat. They're everywhere. They're going to be on our arms later. Remember, we learned earlier in the show.
Do we have a screen of this, of the way they do this new math? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, okay.
There it is. So you got the 8654 plus 3549. And rather than putting the 3549 immediately under the 8654, as you would, and just add the numbers there.
Right. What happened to remainders?
They're doing some
or
weird...
Or you do the carry the one or whatever stuff. Wait, hold on.
I don't even understand what you're doing with the 49.
Yeah, I don't
you're just
either.
adding the 35.
If you're listening to the podcast, they have taken 8654 and they're adding it to 3549, but they're not putting 3549 directly under the 8654.
No, it starts at the 54.
It's so stupid. What is happening? What is happening?
That is some weird stuff.
It's pretty easy, kids. If you're going to school today, you're going to get a math lesson from me. This is how stupid this math is. I'm setting myself up.
I'm going to put a 3 and carry the 1.
Yep, you're going to do that right there.
6 and 4, 10, carry the 1.
Wow, that's
7,
really
12,
tough.
carry
Right?
1.
Oh,
there it is. 12,000, 3. You didn't have to do the 13, 90, 1100, 11,000, 12,203.
I got it right. Yes. Even I can do simple math
in one freaking step.
This is
not 5.
What is happening?
That's what they do with Common Core.
They are ruining everything for our children.
That's Common Core.
Everything.
And it's so your parents are going to look at that and think, I don't know, I can't help you with that. I don't know what you're doing.
Yep, I can't.
I don't know what you're doing.
You got to go to your gatekeeper.
Literally.
Sorry, go to your gatekeeper teacher. I can't help you with this.
They don't want your parents helping you with it.
Exactly. They don't want you at school board meetings.
Your parents are old school.
Yeah, they don't want you at school board meetings either, talking about gender stuff and CRT, and they don't want you helping with math homework. They want to completely erase history, and the CO2 stuff, they want to control that as well and brainwash your kids into destroying our natural resources and not using them and help us. We're done.
Yep.
Good night. It's been fun.
Only thing left to do is to say, I want to stand with you on a mountain. I want to bathe with you in the sea. I want to lay it like this forever till the sky falls down on me.
Hey, Corby, there's a little song I wrote.
That's what I want to do.
Hope you learn it note for note. Don't worry.
Shut up. Okay, there we go. Joe Biden gave a speech yesterday. This is weird. I don't know where this came from. I don't know why he's talking about it.
Talking to women about some, I don't know, violence act against women. I honestly don't know all of the context here, but...
Oh, and revenge porn came up.
Exactly.
And here's what he had to say about it.
So we established a new civil rights cause of action.
Okay.
For those whose intimate images were shared on the public screen.
What?
How many times have you heard, I'll bet everybody knows somebody somewhere along the line,
Hunter,
that in an intimate relationship, what happened was the guy takes a revealing picture
Hunter
of his naked friend or whatever.
Yeah, Hunter's done that, actually.
Position.
Or himself.
And then, literally, in a sense, blackmails or mortifies that person.
Or mortifies them.
Send it out. Put it online.
Send it out. Put it online.
This is awkward.
I don't know what...
Just awkward.
I don't know why I'm talking about this, but
it's on the screen.
I guess because it sounds kind of sexy.
No. Seriously, he had no idea what he was talking about. Put it online.
No idea. So what happens is that something bad occurs, and then the man does weird things and puts it out there on.
Do you still have the clip of him during the debate giving his cell number or whatever, or the text? I don't know if it's in the box anymore. But that's about as awkward as it was. Text pound two.
No, it's not that one.
I got a call one night.
Oh no! Oh, get your record player out for that.
I don't think there is.
On this
call
one?
one night.
Got a call one night?
Woman said to me,
This one?
Rock and I think it's a right.
No, it's not that one.
Look up Biden's cell.
Numbers.
Yeah, Biden number. Oh, my numbers. Oh, well, we're in for a treat regardless if you find the clip I'm talking about.
That saves billions of gallons of gasoline.
It's not that one.
Let it play.
Billions
Let it play because this will keep playing. It'll get to it.
I think it's $2.3 billion worth of, $500 billion in savings.
Oh, he's doing the math.
Something billion
that we
metric
just learned.
tons of CO2 going in the air.
Okay. I thought because you've got a montage of him doing numbers. I figured he'd finally get to what I wanted to, but whatever.
no, he didn't get there.
We don't have. I don't think there is sufficient information to know about why he targeted that synagogue, why he insisted on the release of someone who's been in prison for over 10 years, why he was engaged, why he was using anti-Semitic and anti-Israeli comments.
What is this?
I don't know.
We just don't have enough facts. 220,000 Americans dead
No.
Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should
yeah,
not remain as president of the United States of America.
Bye.
We
See you,
can
Joe.
Definitely agree on that. We can absolutely agree on that. So.
Oh boy.
Rock and I think it's a right for people to have bad health care.
Me too.
For people to have bad health care. My son's business dealings were not anything with everybody that he's talking about. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international depression. True international depression. True international depression. Now hit 9 million cases nationwide. I know how hard it is. Look, tomorrow's Super Tuesday, and I want to thank you all.
What?
It's Super Thursday.
I'm rushing ahead, aren't I? We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by
the thing. I'm telling you, this guy's a Travis Shamockery. He is a Travis Shamockery.
Yeah.
And I wish we could find a way to end it, like now.
Hey, what are your
without
thoughts?
Kamala Harris taking over?
But what are your thoughts on oil, fossil fuels? What would you really call that, though?
A renewable goo.
Okay.
I would call that renewable goo.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.